Welcome to the State of the Union from Brussels. We are at the beginning of a new year, a time when many people start interesting projects that are on their list for the future. However, we sadly see that some of the most negative legacies of the past year are not only continuing, but are already getting worse in early 2024. This is the case of the wars in which the European Union promised to invest diplomatic and financial efforts, particularly those affecting Ukraine and Gaza. Following the Ukrainian attack on the Russian city of Belgorod on December 30, the Kremlin responded with one of the strongest missile attacks on the country to date. On the other hand, the war in Gaza could spread to neighboring countries such as Lebanon, from where the Hezbollah group attacks Israel. Hamas' second-in-command, who lived in Beirut, the capital, was killed in a drone strike this week. However, given the contradiction between European Union's unity on Ukraine and divisions over Gaza, the EU could lose credibility in the international community, said the chief diplomat.
La posición clara y firme de Europa frente a la guerra en Ucrania no es compartida por muchos países del mundo que inmediatamente nos acusan de tener principios de geometría variable, o eso que llaman double standards. Y creo que sin cerrar los ojos, sin taparse la nariz, es difícil no afrontar esta contradicción.
Internally, the European Union is trying to bridge one of its many divides, namely in the Schengen area of free movement. The European Council agreed to remove controls at the internal air and sea borders of Bulgaria and Romania from 31st March 2024. Discussions on a new decision to remove land border controls will continue this year. Euronews analyzed this sort of partial accession granted to the two member states with Dragoș Tudorache, a Romanian member of the European Parliament from the Renew Europe political group. So my first question is, how do you characterize this compromise that gives Bulgaria and Romania a sort of partial partnership in terms of being members of the Schengen area?
So it's partially good and partially bad. Partially good because it finally breaks a deadlock that has been there for over a year, since the initial decision of the GHA Council in December 2022 and initially the announced veto of Austria. Finally, we see willingness on the side of the Austrian government to at least negotiate something, but partially also negative in the sense that a very important part of this decision, which is the land borders, where in fact the cost of non-Schengen matters most, both for citizens and also for companies in Romania and Bulgaria, that still remains open. And worst of it all, it remains open without a clear calendar.
Could you explain how would this actually then change the life of those citizens in terms of the daily life, but also trade and business and etc.?
It's not only about the convenience of travel for citizens, although that is very important as well. But it's really the cost for businesses. It's a cost that has been evaluated at billions and billions, and important percentages of the GDP for each of the two countries every year of non-Schengen, basically. And in fact, if we look at the conditions that were listed in these decisions, there are supposed to be even reinforced controls at the land border. So in fact, it might get even harder for those trucks, for those passengers that are trying to cross the land borders.
We have seen so many member states, from Slovenia to Hungary to Germany to Austria, to have suspended the Schengen area agreement. There, every day or every month, there's a reason that governments present in order to do so. Can there be a overall transformation of the Schengen area?
I don't think we can afford to even consider that we can live without Schengen. Is it in good health right now? No, it's not. Member states like Austria have been consistently disregarding Schengen rules, which are very clear as to how long you can impose bilateral measures in terms of securing borders in very clear circumstances. They have to be communicated, they have to be justified. Do we also need to revisit the governance? Yes, I think we do. Because I think it is because of unclarities into how the area is managed and how the rules are managed that also is leading to situations like these ones.
It's a topic we've been talking about since last year's political rentrée, but the new year brings us even closer. We are now entering the 6 months leading up to the European elections in June, with many campaigns already fine-tuning their strategies. The rise of the far right seems inevitable, an analyst at Europa Elects, a research center specializing in polls, tells Euronews.
According to our data, as of December 2023, there's been the highest result of the Identity and Democracy group of Marine Le Pen and Matteo Salvini in 3 years, with the group scoring a 12% result. And also the European Conservatives and Reformists of Prime Minister Meloni or the outgoing Polish government of Law and Justice, that result is around 11%. That would be a result of 23%, which would be around the same as the result of the European People's Party, the center-right.
And back to New Year's resolutions. At 83 years old, Margaret, the Queen of Denmark, announced that she will abdicate the throne. The monarch declared, and I quote, "I have decided that now is the right time. On January 14th, 52 years after I succeeded to my beloved father, I will step down as Queen of Denmark." Margaret is Europe's longest-serving monarch following the death of Queen Elizabeth II of Great Britain in September 2022. Her successor is Crown Prince Frederick, 55 years old, married to Mary, of Australian origin, and father of 2 princes and 2 princesses. With this royal update, we close our program. Thanks for your attention.